Hi there. Good afternoon. My name is Blake Banfield, and I'm the marketing director for Genuine Skagit Valley, which is a place-based marketing program in support of our farmers and ranchers and food producers here in the Skagit Valley. It's my pleasure to be here today. I'm sorry I can't be here in person, but at least to be part of your gathering and your tour of the Skagit Valley. I'd like to extend a thank you to Amy Morrison for all the work that she's put in to help organize and facilitate everything that is happening for today. But I know we have limited time, so I will go ahead and jump in and give you sort of a back end look of the strategies and work that we do to help promote agriculture. And ultimately, I do know that as I have heard from other regions around the state, and of course, there are definitely programs like this that do exist across the country. Most are run by state departments of ag. Um, is that what we are doing here? I do hope that it can help facilitate other regional marketing efforts that really do, in the end, support our farmers. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and start the presentation. Let's see. One sec. It is. Let me try this one more time. Here we go. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and start at the beginning. There we go. And that is okay. All right. Well, welcome to Brand Marketing to Promote a Region. Again, this is for Genuine Skagit Valley, which is a federally registered certification mark and program. The history of this did begin, actually, the conversation for it as far back as 2013. That's when the Department of Commerce, Washington Department of Commerce, designated the Skagit Valley as an innovation partnership zone. And within that, they launched efforts to put together public and private partnerships in support of enhancing our agricultural region's reputation as a premier, preferred, and distinctive origin brand. The Innovation Partnership Zone is ongoing. It was recently renewed in 2017. And this is, I would say, the group that I work with. We have many stakeholders that are involved with this program, everything from municipalities, city government, to private businesses and farmers. So everyone who is connected and allied to agriculture works within the IPZ. And this is a short overview of what we're aiming to do.
Welcome to the Skagit Valley. Experience this agricultural phenomenon nestled between the North Cascades and the Salish Sea. Come discover authentic tastes and experiences unique to the valley, where active stewardship by growers old and new cultivates generations of possibility.
Family farms are the fabric of our rural economy. They provide jobs, steward our natural resources.
They also create a really beautiful community network that not only produces good food, but produces activities, traditions, just things that sort of keep people connected in the area.
The farmers in Skagit Valley are able to take this very unique region and grow some high quality food, and we're lucky to be a part of that.
This is a unique coastal climate. It's a unique growing conditions. The valley itself, this ag land, really produces grains that are truly unique to this area. I'm Dave Green. I'm the president and CEO of Skagit Valley Malting.
My name is Amy Fry, and I own and operate Boldly Grown Farm.
My name's Michael Hughes. I'm a fourth generation member of Hughes Farms, located in Mount Vernon, Washington.
I am Jessica Gigo, and I'm the owner of Harmony Fields in Bow, Washington.
Traditionally, grain grown here in Skagit Valley has been sold through the commodity feed system, which is pretty low pricing to the grower. Skagit Valley Malting provides a value-added opportunity, which is higher price to the grower, which really helps support a longer-term opportunity for agriculture to be sustainable.
Sustainability has been very important to us. We've used cover crops in our rotations for 30 years, rotate with different types of plants. That way they utilize the soil differently and ensure that the soil is as healthy as we can keep it. The value to Skagit Valley that we're able to bring is keeping the nature of the valley what it is, having viable working farms on the landscape that keeps the farmland going and keeps the agricultural economy we have here going.
The reason we farm is to produce something that we think is good and valuable, and also to feel like we're taking responsibility for where we live and the health of the place where we live.
I think we are a younger generation of farms who are trying to keep land in agriculture and feed our local communities. The value that being in Skagit brings to us is really just the agricultural community and the breadth of agricultural services that are here. It's just a really supportive place for farms with access to markets and some of the best soil in the world.
I feel like it's a real honor to be able to farm here because it is such a strong farming community. Being a younger family living on a farm, we're part of sort of the next generation of farmers here. It's nice to be part of the bigger conversation of how agriculture works, how to keep it sustainable, and how to keep this valley operating, basically how it's operating, because it's doing a pretty good job of farming and growing really good food.
Rediscover what agriculture can be. We are Genuine Skagit Valley.
Oops. Oh,
We are going on
hit the
family
wrong
vacation.
button. Here we go.
Everybody is so excited.
Let's get back to this. There we are. There. Okay. Oops. There. Sorry about that. So the program, and sometimes I like to leave it up to our farmers because they speak so well for what we're doing and what we hope to achieve. And the background of this program, there really was a lot that went into the foundation and the infrastructure in order to build it, and the strategy. And so for Genuine Skagit Valley, what I do, ask, if others are looking to put another program like this together, is do you have a sponsor, a city or county entity, taxing authority? Those are the entities that can work towards putting together a trademarked certification mark. And that is important within that process. And then also looking at within your community, who are your stakeholders? The beneficiaries of the program, it's very important to have their perspective involved in the planning process, and really building and cementing those ties of public and private partnerships. And then ultimately, what is the strategy? What for us, it's what do we want to promise our community and our consumer? And what are the opportunities that rest behind this logo or certification mark? Within that, we worked with a gentleman who runs brand strategy in order to put this process together. And this is a short snapshot of this process. Brand assessment, looking at, okay, where does the Skagit Valley sit within our local, regional, as well as national perception and community? And that does involve doing survey work. And we had some really interesting finds come back of what people understood about agriculture here, and a lot of what they didn't know. And so a lot of opportunity arose from that process of looking like, wow, we have a lot of work to do in order to help folks understand um, the Skagit Valley. Brand promise. This is the essence of the brand's benefits, functional and emotional. And these are the things, what do our potential customers, what do they expect to receive? Brand blueprint. So this is the marketing plan, the communications plan. This is the elbow grease. This is how will we be doing our outreach and doing our communication, internally as well as externally. And then brand culturalization. That's the process. That's the implementation. Um, this is building out our platforms, our website, etc. This is just the ongoing process, the culturalization, if you will, of gaining the recognition that we hope to see. And as I spoke earlier about some of the survey work, in 2017, we interviewed over 900 residents in the Puget Sound region, and less than 50% could name even one agricultural product, from the Skagit. And that's surprising because approximately 80 commercial crops are grown here. It's an extraordinarily diverse region. Of course, some people can loop into tulips. More tulip bulbs are grown here than in any other county in the US. So, and of course, the Tulip Festival is nationally known. So tulips are recognized. But yeah, so not one crop. What was a good takeaway from that work, though, is that 100%, which I was surprised about this figure, but 100% said, hey, if we know that this is a local item, we'll pay more for it. And right now, I think there is a lot of data that shows that local has surpassed organic in consumer preferences. So when people know that what they are buying will have a positive and direct effect upon their agricultural community, or at least one close by them, it's a good thing. And then, of course, part of the strategy, part of this building the infrastructure was to put together our promise principles. Again, that's the functionality and the emotion. And within that, we have discovered the authentic tastes, experiences, and life in the Skagit Valley, families continuing to grow and provide the best, enjoy a breath of fresh air in our wide open spaces, mountains, rivers, and sea, beautiful Skagit Valley, inspire your senses. We do live in a region where about 95 to 98% of our farms are family owned. And it's definitely in a lot are 4 to 6 generations deep, and we also do have a new community of younger farmers that are definitely making their mark. And then, of course, through what we've talked about earlier, place-based marketing and how we can heighten consumer awareness of and connection to authentically local farms and farm products. And who are we trying to reach? So of course, this is a very, very important process to go through when looking at, okay, if we're going to market our ag products, who do we want to speak to? And for us, we have 2 markets. So it means there's a lot of work to do. We have our internal market. We're a membership-based program. Having that community support and engagement, I really do think helps the program in a large number of ways. It really, I think, ties people into the success and the collective success of what we're trying to do. So we speak internally to our Skagit community, which sometimes takes different channels. in different means than what we may to the consumer, which is largely, let's just say, along the Cascadia corridor. So we have a rural market, we have an urban market. We have those that are dedicated to the Skagit Valley Herald, and that's what they read. And we have those that are just all on digital media. So it is definitely a mix, a wide mix. But of course, also within that, there's always a lot of overlap. Our membership base, how we have divided it is we have producers and processors, and those are our members, and then our supporters, of course, are service providers. So retail, farm machinery, restaurants, and then those that are within, I would say, an investor category, willing to make donations, etc. And we also have our members, and that then gets broken down into farmers, ranchers, dairies, produce packers, those that are making and selling ag products. And the criteria, of course, is operation within the Skagit Valley. And for food processors, using a Skagit grown ingredient, that is the defining ingredient. So we are not enforcement. We don't conduct food audits. We are here to promote and market, but we definitely oversee and ensure that the farmers are supported within this supply chain into a food process item. The consumer, this is something that is definitely important now, is place-based storytelling, and also within that is education. And that is very important in not only raising awareness, but also in viewing the value of agriculture. And ultimately what I do hope to see are those that are willing to pay more when they understand really what the full cost is of growing and producing food is. And then, of course, our drivers, our taste and terroir, the magic Skagit soil. We're very lucky. It's some of the best in the world. And we definitely have some products on the market now, which are really speaking to that. More breweries, we're seeing more breweries utilizing Skagit Valley malt, which is made with Skagit grown barley and grains. So we have a lot to work with, which is great, in order to really connect to that consumer. And so how do we reach the audience? Again, I spoke a little bit earlier about platforms and digital media, as well as we also run campaigns, and we're also launching an in-store promotion program. And then also internally for our members, we put together mixers, we put together promise learning sessions, which really look at how can our producers leverage brand and leverage incorporating the mark into their own products. The GSV certification mark, it's a halo brand. It's not meant to supersede a producer's own marketing. It's something to help further it. And then, of course, with paid media, working with public relations in order to garner media coverage.
To make a bigger name for themselves with a unique branding strategy.
So these stickers marked Genuine Skagit Valley are all part of a new campaign to promote Skagit food and products. The new branding started in June, and so far more than 24 local businesses are already on board. It's open to growers and food processors that use at least 75% Skagit Valley ingredients. Founding members say the goal is to increase awareness of locally grown food.
Basically, we're all here in this incredible county valley that has like the best soil in some of the best in the world, and we grow some of the best food in the world, and we're all like really proud of it, and we're all trying to preserve this farmland.
Shoppers may see the Genuine Skagit Valley stickers in stores as early as next spring. I think it's really smart because sometimes you don't know what's grown locally, and you have to pick up the thing, spin around, see if they even list it. So immediately you can see.
Good marketing.
Yeah, support some locals. Watch out, dogs. Turns out
and also campaigns. So last year we launched our Farm Stand Fresh campaign, and that brought visitors as well as locals to our farm stands. Skagit has, oh gosh, I would probably put us around probably 30, if not more, farm stands that sell everything from meats, eggs, berries, produce, fruits, and it definitely is a great opportunity for, I think, the consumer to connect with farms and farmers, and that is one thing we do see is that our farmers, when how they do value that direct to consumer outreach is that they build relationships with their customers. And of course, we worked with media outreach, and I do look to our website, not just as something in order to showcase our Genuine Skagit Valley program, but really to funnel and direct that traffic straight to our producers. So as much as I would love to increase our stats and have somebody fiddling around on our website for several minutes at a time, we also want them to leave it, and we want them to go into our producers' online presence, and learn more about the farms. The pantry program, we are currently looking for Seattle Metro retailer in order to showcase an in-store, consolidated in-store display of our Skagit grown products. These are products that are sold through the Puget Sound Food Hub. Obviously, when venturing into a grocer or retailer, we do need a food distributor. And within the food hub, there are approximately 27 Skagit farmers that sell through them. For this program, we worked with 13 of them. And within this display, the consumer can go see a product, and there's a QR code tied to it, and get a quick 30-second video, meet the farmer, see where it's grown, and also get some inspiration on how that farmer utilizes their products. So we also finish this video doesn't show too much, but most of the videos with a recipe being made. So sort of that end result of purchasing that food and getting a little bit of kitchen inspiration for it.
Hi there, my name is Griffin and I'm the operations manager here at Sauk Farm. We're located in eastern Skagit County, so we're about 35 miles as the crow flies from Lake Chelan. So we get a lot of heat that eastern Washington gets, but we get almost double the rain compared to the coastal sites of western Washington. The value-added products we produce are apple cider, dried apples, apple powder, grape cider, and we also are now making fresh apple pies and also apple bear juice bars, and those will be available this year only at our farmers market locations we're doing. One of the products that we make that is just fantastic is the Honeycrisp apple cider. I love just to pour it over a glass. I'll fill it to the brim with ice and just pour some of that right on top of it. That is like the best drink at the end of the day, and that's my go-to.
Let's see. There we go. All right. And here, of course, I'll show you how the mark is used. Again, it's a collective effort. And this is something where really we have producers who are selling into the Asian markets across the US. And so this does help build a national presence for the Skagit Valley. And also speaking to that, of course, going through the Patent and Trademark Office in order to federally register this mark has been an important and I would say it's a lengthy process. We just had this come through in February of 2020, so it took years. And I do need to give a thanks to the Port of Skagit. They're the ones who furthered that part of the process. They own the trademark and have really lent a lot of that support and legal protection to it as well. And also within our county, when we look at ensuring we have that support there, we did receive a Skagit County resolution in support of the program. So again, just working with all levels of private and public partnerships. And here you can see how the mark is used on some products. You know, a lot of it, of course, is shelf stable. We are developing products for produce, as well as like refrigerated display, etc. A lot of our producers who do sell meat have just been using our stickers, which, you know, work on those packages. So little by little, our producers have been redesigning and incorporating the mark. So I am grateful for their efforts in order to do so. Whenever you hit the next page, it does this. Also, another way in order to gain awareness, you'll see it on websites, and also how we support, and I'm hoping that this will go through. There we go. How we support our membership on our own site. And this recently went live about 2 weeks ago. So this has been a website that's about a year in the making, because as you know, this is a program that currently we help support 65 ag related businesses. Ultimately, I would love to see about 250 participants in the program. Skagit has over 1,000 farms or ag operations. So having, you know, a portion of that would be significant. And so this is a site that I hope does support our membership, as well as speak to agriculture and our agricultural community here. And so, of course, going into who we are, membership, and then the Savor Skagit leads you straight to a map, an interactive map that features the locations that do have direct consumer or visitor experiences, again, which helps further the understanding of our farm operations, highlight in our members, and then of course our member directory, which then does showcase the operations that are in support of Genuine Skagit Valley, and also utilizing the certification mark. It is a program that, in order to have access to the mark, it is $250 a year, and it's an annual renewal. But you are, of course, welcome at the end of this. You're welcome to pop on to our website, Farm Stand Fresh, which launches in July and August. I'm very excited about it. We saw such a great increase of folks coming out to farms to buy food last year. I hope the habit is formed and we can keep a steady increase of traffic of that direct buying in place. I do know, you know, people have gravitated back to the grocery store and back to what they know. So this is something that takes time. And we do partner with chefs, and folks can sign up for a 15-minute chef Zoom just to get some kitchen inspiration on the bounty that's in their basket. And then, of course, we list the farm stands that are part of this. And it really is. It's everything from flowers to cheese, honey, everything. Ice cream. And that's great in the summer. Signage. We provide exterior signage for our operations. Building partnerships, of course, as I've mentioned before, is key. And again, our promise, again, going back to our farmers who do speak really well for what ag is here and about the program. So I, of course, oh, you know what? Let me go back to my information so that if you have questions, please do. This is me right here, my email. And it's genuineskagitValley.com if you want to check out the website. And of course, all of our platforms are Genuine Skagit Valley. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. And we did recently flesh out into Pinterest. Again, that's another way to connect with consumers. And also sort of launch those that jump from that platform directly into our producers and build pins and boards that of course do that. But I of course would appreciate, questions. Absolutely. We definitely would love to hear from you. So again, there's my information. I wish I could answer these questions in real time, but I do hope that you enjoy your time here and also get a lot from visiting some of just our great farmers. So they're working really hard as they are across the state. And I'd also like to thank you guys and your efforts in education and maybe help spur those young farmers so I can help promote them when they succeed into what they want to do. So thank you very much for your time. I think I've kept it within the time limit, and I hope that you guys have a great time in Skagit. Thank you.